Okay, so we'll zoom in on this one last time. That's the website. That's the eBay stuff. Buppity bup bup bup. Still got mags, still got books. But I understand that everybody's broken shit like that. And again, my thanks to the Fusebox Show for setting up the website. Appreciate it. But anyway, we'll go back to whatever we got to do here, which is pretty much me. Okay. Back to the old studio, so to speak, or whatever, or my back room, which basically I was hoping I'd have somebody back here and to help me out and stuff like that, but unfortunately that fell through. But anyway, you know, shit just fucking happens. I just go with it. What else can I do? But anyway, on with the show. Really weird cinema, going back to 1974, a film called Dead People. And you may not know it as Dead People, but that's what it was shot as in 1971. And it had some kind of weird, see this, I remember this stuff. This is when movies used to open on Wednesday. I remember the newspaper ads, like a blurb or something, that somebody so-and-so's dead and likes this but eats human flesh or whatever. Anyway, I don't even know if this damn thing ran as Dead People, to be honest with you. It wasn't like the most, enticing ad. And, around then, everybody was trying to be the next Night of the Living Dead. So, anyway, this film sort of vanished, and I think it was supposed to be re-released in 78 as Return of the Living Dead, and had some catchphrases that Romero was using already. So Romero sort of put a cease and desist on that little advertisement thing. So the story goes, according to one of the stars, Anitra Ford, that this thing was never finished. That it wound up in the hands of some French distributor who recut it and released it as Messiah of Evil. Now, we all know that VHS thing. The film is interesting because it's almost like Carnival of Souls meets Dead and Buried, but this film could have actually been an inspiration for the film Dead and Buried. It opens up with some guy running, and he runs into somebody's backyard, and there's a swimming pool, and there's a young girl sitting by the swimming pool, and this guy falls down and lays down like he's resting, and the girl cuts his throat. And then the credits roll. Name stars are Mariana Hill, Royal Dano, and Elijah Cook Jr. Mariana Hill, or Marion Hill, whatever the fuck, she's looking for her father, who's sending her letters about weird shit going on in this town. So she decides to go to this town. She goes into this gas station to get gas, and the gas station attendant is Charles Deroff, who was a policewoman who recently passed away this year. While she's filling up, a pickup truck comes in, and he goes, fill it up, and this really weird-looking albino character goes, no, $2. So while he's filling it up, he flips back the tarp, and under the tarp are two bodies. One is the guy who just got his throat cut. So the woman walks up and tries to pay with a credit card. He goes, no, I only take cash, I only take cash. Then he gets all excited and tells her to leave. So now he's back in the gas station, and he's under a car, and all of a sudden the car seems to descend on him. Then the lights start going out. Then there's a scream, and you see him being held up by the lift, all covered with blood. Well, the girl is investigating all this stuff, and she gets into her father's apartment and finds all kinds of weird artwork and weird notes and things like that. She goes in this other apartment where this guy and his two girlfriends, who are basically Anitra Ford and Joy Bang, are interviewing this drunk named Charlie, Elijah Cook Jr. And he's telling all kinds of weird stuff, and that certain people stay away from him because nobody sees a drunk or a wino or whatever. I don't know what it was. Well, the next morning the cops come and say that his body was found torn apart in an alley. Okay, we're getting weirder and weirder now. So the Anitra Ford character decides she don't want to hang around anymore, and she starts walking and gets picked up by the weird guy with the pickup truck who asked if she came to the gathering that night, and there's all these people in the back of the truck sort of sitting there facing each other. Then the guy pulls out a mouse and eats it and asks if she wants one, which she doesn't, and she wants to get out. He lets her out, and she's by this big supermarket called Ralph's. I think Ralph's was a chain in California. So she goes in, and as she goes in, all the lights on the outside turn out. So she's wandering the aisles, and she comes to the meat counter, and she sees these people eating raw meat. Then they see her, then they attack her, they ride her down into one of the food aisles, and I guess they're eating her, and then again, who wouldn't want to eat Anitra Ford? But then they cut away, and the Joy Bang character goes to the movies, buys a ticket, and goes in, and all of a sudden all the lights on the outside go out. It's really weird and creepy. She's sitting there, and all of a sudden the place starts filling up with the townspeople, and she gets the idea that something creepy is happening, and tries to get out and can't get out. Meantime, dear old dad shows up, who was Royal Dano, and is really deranged and stuff, and confronts the daughter. And it gets really strange at this point, where I think he's covered with paint, and she sets him on fire or something. Like I said, this thing was just sort of cobbled together by this distributor who bought it, and the film was kind of unfinished. But it does have a certain creep factor to it, which really stands out, and I just watched it again just to be up on it. Anitra Ford and Joy Bang were in a bunch of genre movies back in the day, even stuff in the Philippines. I remember it might have been the big, I don't know which one it was, but I know Anitra was in one of the Women in Prison movies, and Joy Bang was in Night of the Cobra Woman. And like I said, the film has a bunch of familiar little character actors in it that all were genre people. So is it worth seeking out? Yeah, I think so. Like I said, it's got a really weird creep factor to it, but the payoff, it really isn't that great. So that's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.